sure they weren't thinking of, hey, I'm about to turn the ball over now. I mean, we had to go and take the ball away. So that same mentality has to carry on. I mean, teams are going to know it now. I'm pretty sure they knew about it before. But we just got to continue to do our thing, man. Continue to just press harder. I mean, at the same time, the more games we get into it, obviously where we're at, we got to press harder. I mean, obviously don't do anything out of the norm to, without this. I mean, do everything within the system. But yeah, that sense of urgency got to click up a little more because teams are going to be pressing. They're going to be going after, trying to make more plays with their legs and trying to get more wins. So that means more opportunities for us to come get strips or pick attempts. So a lot of that, man, it's definitely fun to see. It's fun to be on this side. Obviously, when you're in the front part of it, because everybody's you got that target on your back. But it makes you play better. I feel like it makes everybody play better. Hey, listen, we don't want to give up this position. Why should we go to the back and try to claw our way back? Nah, let's stay here and keep the momentum. So that's what we've been preaching this whole time, and we're going to continue on with this all week.
We know the matchup coming up this week is going to be another challenge. Then even just really across the board, everybody's looking solid, and it's really building us, being able to have that competition, even for later in the season, just going against these teams week in, week out, going against them twice a year. So it's fun, and it's a blessing for us to be able to go against teams that are really good like the division is right now.
What do you see in the way Goff has been playing of late?
Yeah, really just consistent. You see his numbers, the completion percentages, just efficient football and good football, and that's why they've been winning games. And it's looking forward to it as a competitor, being able to go against that.
How tough is the balance that they have within their offense, the different ways they can attack?
Yeah, they have weapons everywhere, really good receivers, really good running backs, good quarterback. So really across the board, it's a complete team. And I know we've been against some complete teams so far this season, so this is just one of those games that is going to be a battle going into it, but this is exactly what we're looking for, two of the best teams in the league going at it.
Rest is always important, but how eager was everyone to get back at it and continue what this team has been doing?
Yeah, everybody, obviously, bye week is good, but really it was tough stepping away for the week, knowing that we need it for health-wise and just people getting their bodies back, but so that's always a good thing, but at the end of the day, nobody wants to stop the momentum that you have, especially when you're playing well, feeling good, and playing consistent and good football. But at the end of the day, it's a good mental reset, and you take the bye and you get your time off, but as soon as you're back in this building, we're straight back to work as if we didn't step out at all.
What is the secret sauce for this defense in terms of you guys spread the wealth? It's not just one person getting a big splash play or coming up when you need it the most.
Right.
What is it?
I'd say everybody's versatility and everybody's eagerness and willingness to play multiple positions, do different responsibilities within the defense, and really it spreads the ball out for us. Offenses always talk about spreading the ball out, but on defense, that's a tough thing to do because we have to get the stops. But really, everybody's able to get turnovers and force turnovers just because everybody's able to do multiple things, and it's really mixing it up for the offenses we're going against. It's hard for them to keep up who's in what spot and who's doing what.
Did you listen at all to any of the shows, national shows, to have a week off and have them just proclaiming the Vikings to be amazing? For a lot of guys on this team, they haven't had that.
Yeah, I don't watch any of that. I don't listen to any of that. All that stuff's poisonous, and I feel like across the whole locker room, nobody's really paying attention to the noise. We know what we have in this locker room. We've known what we've had since OTAs and training camps, so nothing is coming to us by surprise at all. But it's cool that everybody's seeing it, but really nobody's opinion matters to us because we know what we've been working for. We know the type of work we put in every single week for practice.
That's a good place to be.
Exactly. Just block out on the noise and go play football on the weekends. That's really the only mindset we have.
How crazy is the division? I mean, you look at Detroit, Green Bay, Chicago, everybody winning records.
Man, it's crazy. I think I for sure believe it's one of the best divisions in the league right now. I feel like you got a lot of great players on each side, from between offense and defense, no matter what team that you talk about. I feel like it's always a grind no matter who we play. And the one thing about it, I feel like the division is only getting better, and I feel like we're doing some great things. But I'd rather have them guys to go against, because continue to give us and kind of rank where we need to be at, play the ball we need to play, and continue to do what we've already been doing. And, that's just playing team defense.
How do you evaluate your play through 5 games?
So far, I feel like there's a lot of things we still can learn from. I feel like it's been fairly well, but there's some things that I feel like we still left out there. Personally for me, I want to get to a point where I get the ball in my hands quite a bit more. But I like the way we've been playing. And like I said, I've been playing a lot of team defense, and I think that's something that we're going to continue on that road. And, if that's not me making a play, I hope it's a guy like Gilly or a guy like Murph or a guy like Harry. No matter who it is, I get extra excited. I think more excited when they make a play than I do. So that's the type of defense that we're playing, the type of team defense we're playing, and I think we're going to continue that.
Shaq, what about Stephon and what he's able to do impresses you most as someone who knows like what it takes to play that position at as high of a level as he does?
Man, I feel like the main thing is with him, being around so long, seeing so many different things, he's a guy that has no problem giving us those gems, giving us a chance to see what he saw and see things a little bit differently. You know, when I remember when he first took a visit here before he signed, I said, man, I just can't wait for you to get here. I can't wait to pick your brain. You know, I've been around for a while, but a guy with that type of experience, that's something that you can teach me as well. So, man, he's been nothing but great in that room for us. You know, him and Harry having the most experience together. You know, you talk about close to 26 years put together. That's a lot of experience, and I think that's a lot of guys, especially me and the guys who may be younger, kind of dial in and kind of learn whatever we can learn. And I feel like between being him and to the young guys, we always passing off gems on things that we've seen or things that we may see differently. And I feel like it's helping everybody as a whole, so it's been huge for us.
For you, what was like the earliest point that you can remember of being here where you're like, this team has the potential to be what you guys have been so far?
This had to be going into minicamp. So this is way before training camp. No, this was early on. You know, the way that everybody attacked OTAs, you know, I've been around for a couple years now, different teams, and I felt like I was seen a little bit. And it's a different feeling that you get going into OTAs, going into that mini camp and training camp. It felt different. And I never felt so many people so ready to get back, you know, from that break into training camp to get ready to show everybody what we can put on tape. And like I said, everybody got a chip on their shoulder, so I don't think no one buys into all the media or what's going on, what people saying. I feel like everybody got something to prove each week, and I love that about our team.
Do you think that's the type of guys who are here, the culture that is here that makes you guys want to come back, or like?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
It's a little bit of both. I feel like he got a lot of guys, you know, and on both sides, we got some guys that's been around, you know, at least 7 years plus. Yeah. Then a lot of those guys compliment to the guys who are maybe a little bit younger, and the young guys like to buy in. And I feel like the culture from the coaches, they give us that opportunity to be able to, hey, you know what, you coach that young guy up. Sure. You know, this is your defense. You know what, hey, you've been around this long, this is your offense. You run how you need to. You get these guys ready for next man up, whatever the case may be. They kind of let us run this locker room how we need to, and we can't do that without the coaches. So I feel like it's a little bit of both, and everybody kind of show their own personality, and it kind of just mixed together really well.
Did you stay here in town, or did you escape?
Yeah, left for a couple of days, but nothing crazy.
Did you stay in London then, or where'd you end up going?
No. End up heading to me and the wife and the baby went to Chicago for a little bit, which is a nice trip. Wife hasn't been out there. I haven't been back out in like Chicago football-wise since college, so it was good.
How challenging is this now with 12 consecutive games with this early bye?
I'm not thinking about that, man. I'm thinking about 1 week at a time. We're about that when we get there. In this league, you know, you think too far ahead, the season blows by. You know, it's already week 7, so you know, if that's the case, you know, we're already knee deep in it. So, you know, it's just 1 week at a time. You know, obviously we got different things, different situations. The coaches know how our bodies feel. So, you know, towards the end of the season, we start to cater things, you know, accordingly. So, you know, we're always going to feel fresh heading into Sundays, Thursdays, Saturdays, whatever it is left on the schedule. But, you know, we just focus on this week.
How crazy is the landscape of the NFC North? I mean, I don't think we've ever seen in the history of NFL, at least since the merger in 1970, you know, all these teams 6 weeks in, you know, being above 500.
Yeah, I think, we knew. I think every team in this division could tell you that the NFC North was one of the best divisions, if not the best, heading into this season. But I mean, obviously we're showing it. But that's just a testament to our team. And, you know, if we want to go to places we want to go, it starts with our division. So, you know, we can handle our division, which is playing so well and playing at a high level. You know, then, you know, we're setting ourselves up nice for the rest.
How strong is the belief that you can go to those places you want to go to?
I mean, really big. I mean, you know, what's on tape is on tape. You know, we play 5 games, and we've seen the type of team we have. The league has seen the type of team we have, and we can continue to do the little things and keep the standard as high as it is. You know, the sky's the limit, and this team is very hungry. I know we got a lot of guys in here itching for wins. So, I mean, I think the sky's the limit.
What's that fine line, too, between playing on guard, you know, knowing that, hey, you know, you guys have reached an undefeated season through the bye, but also playing confidently and knowing that you guys are where you're at?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all about understanding where this was built. You know, in the offseason, in May, July, June, when we were working, grinding, you know, we weren't 5-0. You know, everything, all of this stuff was built in a way that we can lean back on it when the times like this come where, you know, your head could get too high, or if we was 0-5, your head could get too low. You know, we built things in a way that, you know, we were able to come out of these things and have the right mindset heading into each week, and the 1-0 mindset, understanding that that every week you have to do your job in this league in order to, really do something.
Christian, how did the bye treat you?
Great, man. Got the time off. Now we're back here getting ready for the trip.
How hard will it to ramp up here and, if you believe in momentum, regain that momentum heading into Sunday?
I feel like we got what it takes in this locker room, and we're gonna do. We all did the right things this past week. I feel like we really won't lose momentum. We just got to go out there and play how we've been playing and take it to another level. And just take it a week at a time and see where we end up.
How much do you feel for Aiden Hutchinson seeing what took place yesterday?
Man, it's tough seeing those type of things happen. Just across the league. For a player like himself, man, just an elite guy, man. It sucks to see. So definitely prayers up for him for a speedy recovery, and hopefully God allows him to come back the same player, man, because he's a dog, and I got a lot of respect for him. But no, it's definitely tough seeing those injuries.
How strong is the belief that, like, you guys can maintain this position? The division is so good, but based on your body of work through 5, that you can maintain that number 1 seed in the NFC?
Man, we like I said, we just got to take this thing a week at a time. Everything's going to play out how it's going to play out, but we keep doing the things that we know we can do and just pushing just to take it to another level. We'll see where we end up at the end, but it's a week at a time right now.
Are you 100% now?
Yeah, 100%. I was in camp, had a little bit of a back injury, something that took me longer than I wanted to get right, but great training room, great training staff. Hats off to David Jancy. In the training room, he got me right. And just the Vikings organization, man. I feel 100% ready to roll, help this team however I can, and that's starting to get back to practice this week, so super excited.
Well, what's the best thing you've witnessed about this team since you've been having to look in from afar a little bit?
I think they just have this chip on their shoulder. We have this chip on our shoulder. Never really been a part of a locker room that kind of has this chip and has the ability to continue to have that chip on your shoulder. But I think it's a lot of guys that have a lot to prove. And from the top down, from the very beginning, it's just been a group of guys that haven't listened to the outside noise. Ownership down, bringing in the right groups of guys, the right types of coaches. And I think we all just mesh well in that respect. We're alike in the fact that we want to go out there and play football. We want to do it together, and we want to do it in the right way.
Hey, Dalton, how long do you think it's going to take you just to get back into football shape?
I'm in football shape, man. I'm ready to roll. I've been ready. I've been healthy for this isn't the first day I've been healthy, so I'm ready to roll. Grateful to be out there practicing today, but I've been ready now. Whenever my name's called, I'll be ready to roll.
I know you've been practicing right guard going back to even this summer. How comfortable are you kind of feeling at that spot?
I'm comfortable at right and left, man. Whatever guard position it is, truly whatever position they want me to play, I'm ready to go. You guys know I just want to play football, you know what I mean? So grateful to be a Viking, grateful to put the pads back on and go out there and move around today. It's something you take for granted when you get to do it for a long time, and you get it taken away from you for a little bit, and it makes you miss it. So, yeah, for sure.
Dalton, your motivation level right now is what?
My motivation level? Oh, my motivation level is through the roof, man. But also, it's like we got such a great group of guys. So I'm grateful to be out there with those dudes. 5-0, the dudes are playing really good, man. As a team, we're playing great as well. So you guys know me when I showed up here last year as well. My motivation level is always going to be through the roof. So if you guys can't tell by my demeanor now, I have that chip on my shoulder as well, too. I have a lot I want to prove, a lot I want to say. But for now, I'm just going to keep it at practice was great today. I'm really grateful to be back. And it's a privilege to be a Viking, y'all.
5-0 and perfect still. How is it for you now? There's no rust. You guys seem to be flying high still.
I mean, for me, it's just like the little break was much needed. Everybody gets a little reset. Now we just get to go on to the next week and just focus on who we got this week, which is the Lions, and then focus on who we got next week after the Lions, and then so on and so on. That's kind of how it goes.
When you get weapons back soon, TJ Hawkinson, Aaron Jones is feeling good. When you're kind of cresting that way and people are coming back more powerful, that's got to kind of give you guys that unmentionable boost too, right?
Yeah, it's great having all our guys on the team. I feel like having the most weapons we can is great. Having that comfortability, having all those players back. TJ is a great player. Aaron's a great player. I mean, it's all the weapons we need.
Play through 5 weeks?
I feel like I've been gradually getting better and better.
How do you kind of approach? Dalton's practice window opens. Do you think about that, or do you think about it as a competition?
Dalton's my boy. He's a great player as well. I feel like he deserves the opportunity just like everybody else. So having him back out there is great.
Can competition within the room help?
I feel like competition is always healthy. It pushes everybody to go harder, so you don't get complacent and get comfortable. And I kind of like that.
the number one thing that you like about Sam Darnold's play, just even when things get tough? You know, kind of like that mental toughness that he has to go through.
Man, just his leadership. I mean, he never puts his head down if he has a bad play. It's always next play mentality. He doesn't focus on what's happened. He focuses on what's next. And he's a great leader. So I love that about him.